everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I thought, it's not winter yet, I know it's almost there, but we are still in November, so this counts. I would do a pumpkin coloring tutorial. So you can kind of already see what I've done down here, and these are a mixture of different colors, and I've added some greens, but I thought it would be fun to show you how I do this. And this is from the Autumn Coloring Scenes. It's one of those books published by Creative Haven, but the artist is Teresa Goodridge. Most of the Creative Haven books I buy, I only do the ones by her. The others I'm not a fan of. So it's this little pumpkin page. I know it's kind of Halloweenish, but I'm going to try and make it more fall and not so Halloween. So the colors you would need for this one, you'll need a Sienna Brown PC 945, Kelp Green PC 1090, Pumpkin Orange PC 1032, there's quite a few, so hang with me, Cadmium Orange Hue PC 118, Orange PC 918, Yellowed Orange PC 1002, and last Spanish Orange PC 1003. So the reason there's a lot of colors is I like to color dark to light, and instead of layering a bunch, I like to just put my colors down heavy. If you layer, you could actually skip some of these oranges if you wanted and lessen how many pencils, but because of my coloring style, to get a really smooth transition, I used multiple oranges and yellowed oranges so that it would all come together. Alright, so let's get started. I'm not going to zoom you guys in just because my camera has been a real pain and keeps zooming in and out, so we're just going to try this one. But what I want to start with is Sienna Brown PC 945, and I'll just do like a couple because otherwise this whole pumpkin, like this one down here, this took like a half hour, so I'm just doing a couple but showing you my combo. So what I first do is I take the Sienna Brown and I put it up where these pumpkins are stacked, because obviously there's going to be a shadow. I'm kind of pressing hard and then feathering it out naturally. I don't want like a straight color block, so you don't want like straight lines. You want it to come out a little bit more natural. And then I like to just take it very carefully just around that edge there. I'll be using that for shadow. Okay. Then you take your Pumpkin Orange PC 1032. You overlap on top of that, pressing down kind of medium to hard pressure. You don't need to like press super hard or anything. But I'm blending into that brown, and then I'm slowly bringing it up. This is a darker orange, so I don't want this like crazy and all over the place. And then with this one, I bring it along the edge here and then feather it out. Okay. Then we grab our PC 118, which is Cadmium Orange Hue. And then just overlap again. And And this one I like to bring on the opposite end, just so it still has some dimension. And then notice how I'm kind of just feathering it in, you know, not leaving a blunt line, because see, it's darker here, lighter there, because that's how you get like a natural highlight. All right, then you take your orange, PC 918. Then we're gonna go over what we just feathered out. And then with this one, I almost like to just draw kind of lines. See, I'm just kind of flicking it a little. All right. Then we do yellowed orange PC 1002. And with this one, I go over all of my orange to kind of tone it down a little. And then lightly bring it in. And then the last one is Spanish orange, and that's PC 1003. And this one is where I fill in the white space, and then I kind of blend it up and out. And then, because these can get so crumbly, gently dust that off. So let's do another one. Again with the Sienna Brown. And you don't want like each little section here exactly the same. I mean, you'll use the same colors, but you vary it up a little, because if you've ever looked at a pumpkin, they're not like perfect everywhere. Okay, and then pumpkin orange. Now this one is facing the center, so it's going to have more light here. So I actually bring it down both sides. So you just kind of feather it out naturally. It doesn't have to be like super neat and pretty, because you're overlapping with another color here very soon. In fact, the more you think about it, the less natural it looks. Just let it flow. Cadmium orange hue. Okay, now our orange. If you prefer to color light to dark, just do this opposite. So you would start with your highlight zone and work from there. Yellowed orange. And again, this is the one you take over all of your orange that you've put down, kind of to help soften it up and make it a little bit more yellowish. Okay, then that's when you would take your Spanish orange, which is not orange at all, and it's yellow. And just blend it out. And again, if you are the layering type, you can cut out some of these because you can build the colors, but when you're doing the smush, as I like to call it, you can't really do that. So pumpkins always have like a little bit of green here and there, so I take the Kelp Green And I just kind of pick random spots. Like I want it a little darker in here. And I'll add some green also. I can add green to the bottom here. It's really important when you're putting down all those layers that you don't press so hard that you burnish. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to get this green on there. Like, say maybe I want a little green over here too. Like, just add it wherever you want. You can add as much, as little, none at all. It's totally an optional step. But I always like to add some green to my pumpkins. Okay. Let's do one more also, just so you guys can get the idea. I'm trying to do these like short mini tutorials, so let me know if you guys like these better. Obviously you don't need to see me color the whole pumpkin because you get the idea of the color combo and how I'm doing this. But I thought maybe these would be easier to digest than a full out color long. Plus then I can share, you know, a color combo for pumpkins in this case that you might not have. Alright, so back to pumpkin orange. So let me know in the comments below what you think. If you like that style of video, then I'll do more of those. Or if you do want like full length color alongs, let me know on that also. Feather it out. Just remember, if you use my method, you do need to feather it out a little. Especially if you're not using Prismas and say you're using like Artesas, you'll definitely want to get in that habit. Cadmium orange hue. Prismas are a little more forgiving if you don't have a little light feathering because they just smush together like no other pencil, but it's a good habit to get into for like my other brands, like my Black Widows. I can't just smash those together. Add some of that. Okay. And then orange. I just prefer to press hard. I don't know, it's my preferred coloring style, which is why not all pencils work for me. But I used to do pumpkins with like just 3 colors. We're on to yellowed orange. And it just didn't have the same effect, you know? Sometimes you need multiple colors to get that gradient and just make it pop. Even with my ink tints, I use like 3 or 4 colors on a pumpkin. You have to add different colors, otherwise it's just not going to look right. I don't know. Well, I can't say that because I've seen people do it with like 1 color and just a blender and it looks amazing. So I guess it's whatever in the moment. It depends on the moment. We'll say that. Alright. I'll just yellow this up a little so it's not so orangey. Don't mind all my wax mess. And there you go. So let's take some Kelp Green. Again, you don't have to put the Kelp Green everywhere. And you could do, like, color the whole pumpkin first and then decide what you want to do with your Kelp Green. I'm just adding it because I'm not coloring the entire pumpkin, so I'm adding it here and there just so you can kind of get an idea. But again, do not use a blender pencil or burnish until you've added your green. Because if that paper is burnished, it's just not going to take the color. And the green also helps. So say you didn't get enough sienna in here and you want a really dark shade, you can add more green to create a, you know, more depth. Like, see if I put it on this one over here. I'm just coming off that line, but see how much darker that looks? So it just gave it a little bit more depth. You can do that too. So that's the benefit of doing both of those. But yeah, that is my color combination for coloring pumpkins. And as you can see, I've been doing it down here. And I basically just repeat that exact same combo. Now, like if I'm over here, you're not going to have as much yellow because yellow is kind of where the sun is hitting it and it's the highlight. I'm not going to have as much of the yellow over there, if any, actually, because this is pretty darkened by the arms and this, what is that, wheat? Whatever it is. So it's a lot darker. But just to recap, I'll put all the colors in the description below, and let me know if you like these little mini tutorials and like kind of a quick share of a color combination and how I use it. Otherwise, let me know if you prefer a full color along. Like, do you want to see me do this whole page? Obviously not now because I've started it, but you know what I mean. So let me know in the comments below. That just helps me make sure I am creating content that you guys actually want to watch. So that's the hardest thing, is just guessing what everyone wants to watch. Oops, I got some dust over there. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you found my color combo very helpful. And I will send pictures on Instagram of the whole pumpkin once it's done. But until next time, guys, take care.